Good day to my lecturers and my examiners. My name is Liu Daisy. This is my FYP presentation video. My title is Optimization of Bokashi Composting Process Using Effective Microorganisms-1 in Smart Composting Bin. In Malaysia, there are 15,000 tons of food waste disposed to landfill per day. However, there are fewer food waste composting practice in Malaysia because it is very inconvenient to the working adults who is lacking of time to monitor their composting process. So, this project aims to come up with the smart composting bin that's helped to optimize the Bokashi composting process by using EM1. There are two research objectives. The first one is to analyze the NPK results from banana peels by using the Bokashi composting process. The next one is to develop and fabricate the smart composting bin by including the IoT concept to improve the fermentation rate and composting quality. The research methodology is divided into three parts. The first part is smart composting bin, which is the hardware part. It consists of soil moisture sensor, air humidity and temperature sensor, as well as the water level sensor. The sensor monitor in the enclosed environment because during Bokashi composting process, it is undergo anaerobic fermentation. So the data is collected and uploaded to Google Sheet every 1 hour. The data collected is used to analyze the fermentation condition of different Bokashi composting samples with varying of EM contents. This is the flow of Bokashi composting bin. Then after that, I will show a demo video on this. The second part of methodology is Bokashi brand. So in this project, I have prepared 3 types of Bokashi brand with similar medium, however different with the amount of EM and molasses. This table shows the formulation of 3 types of Bokashi brand. Next, come to the final part of methodology, which is Bokashi composting process. So, in this project, banana peels as the organic waste is chopped into the smaller pieces and put into the Bokashi composting bin. After one layer achieved, the Bokashi brand is sprinkled on top of this. After that, another layer of banana peels is added and sprinkle again the Bokashi brand and until 3 layers is completed. This picture shows the results of after 14 days of Bokashi composting process. So, this product called Bokashi will transfer to the soil for further decomposition for 21 days. We come to the results. First, we talk about the Bokashi brand. Actually, just now I have mixed the Bokashi brand mixture. Then after that, the Bokashi brand have to undergo 14 days of fermentation. And after 14 days, it will take it out and dry under the sun for 1 to 2 days to make sure it is completely dry. So this result shows that Bokashi brand 3 has the intense sweet and sour vinegar smell and darker brown color compared to the Bokashi 1 and Bokashi brand 2 because it has more EM and molasses content. Come to the second part of the result, which is Bokashi composting process. As you can see, after 14 days of Bokashi composting, 3 of the Bokashi have shows the white mold on top of this. Just to give you know, for Bokashi A1 actually is Bokashi brand 1 mixed with the organic waste, and Bokashi A2 is the Bokashi brand 2 mixed with the organic waste, as well as same with the Bokashi A3. So 3 of them has the similar result. However, Bokashi A3 has a stronger banana with sweet and sour vinegar smell and very wet condition compared to the other Bokashi. During the 14 days of Bokashi composting process, the data of temperature, moisture content and air humidity is recorded. So this graph shows the temperature versus 14 days of Bokashi composting process. As you can see at the final days, 3 of the Bokashi does not exceed 39 degrees Celsius. It shows that EM grows in the optimum condition and does not exceed the optimum growth temperature of the microorganisms. So, EM mother culture actually has a mixture of yeast, lactic acid, and phototrophic bacteria. So this temperature shows the optimum growth temperature of 3 of the microorganisms. Besides that, the temperature increases during Bokashi composting process because it is caused by the respiration of the microbes. Next, we talk about the moisture content. The average initial moisture content is around 6.5% for 3 of the Bokashi. Until the final days, it achieved 56% of 3 of the Bokashi. It is because, based on pH and pH, the banana peels originally contained 50.5% of the moisture. Next, the optimum moisture content of the compost is around 50 to 60% to ensure it is in the active phase of the composting period. Next, come to the final graph, which is air humidity. So as you can see at the initial, the air humidity is around 87 to 88% of 3 of the Bokashi, because Malaysia actually is a very humid country and it's Tropicana country, so it has a more humid environment. So Bokashi A3 actually has reaches 95% of humidity condition at the 4th day, and Bokashi A1 and A2 can reach 95% at the 5th day. The air humidity increase also caused by the moisture content increase of the Bokashi. This result shows the soil after the decomposition, 21 days of decomposition process. So Bokashi A1 mixed with the soil, and I name it as soil sample 1 and so on for A2 and A3. For final one is control. Actually, control is the sample that I just mixed with the raw banana peels without additional of the Bokashi bran. So as you can see, the condition of the control is dry and the banana peels does not fully decompose compared to Bokashi A1 to A3. So the soil sample will send to the lab for further analysis for total organic carbon, nitrogen, C ratio, as well as phosphorus and potassium. So as you can see, actually microorganisms utilize the carbon and nitrogen as the source of nutrients. So microorganisms use the carbon for source of energy to grow the microbes, and for the total organic and for total nitrogen, the microorganism used to build up the cell structure. But you can see sample 4 has the highest percentage of the carbon and nitrogen, and this will explain in the next slide. Come to the CN ratio. CN ratio actually is from the carbon and nitrogen obtained. So the ideal CN ratio falls in the range between 25 to 35, and it is essential to ensure an efficient compost mix. If the CN ratio is lower than the optimum range, the limiting nutrients will be the carbon, and so it will limit the energy source provided to microorganisms for survive. So without the additional microbes added in the sample 4, so it could be associated to low rate of carbon loss and nitrogen loss, since lesser carbon and nitrogen will be consumed for the microbes' growth. Next, come to the phosphorus. Averagely, the soil contains 0.05% of the phosphorus. The concentration of the soil of the phosphorus increase in the soil is because of the organic waste lost their nutrients to the soil. Besides that, there are small variation on the percentage, which is around 0.01 to 0.06%. It might due to the inconsistent weight of banana peels using during the Bokashi composting process. Next, we talk about the potassium. The soil contains potassium is because of a higher loss rate of carbon during the decomposition of organic waste, or it undergoing the mineralization process into the methane or carbon dioxide. So compared to the phosphorus, the potassium value of the soil samples was high due to the high inherent content of banana peels. So in conclusion, the amount of EM used for banana peels to undergo the Bokashi composting is the formulation with 12 ml of EM1, which tends to obtain the more favorable results. The organic waste also suggests to undergo the Bokashi fermentation for around 10 to 11 days. It is because based on the results obtained, so around 10 to 11 days, it already can achieve the optimum condition. Besides that, there are some recommendations. It suggests to use different types of organic waste to ensure the repeatability of the results, which is the formulation with EM12 is more favorable. And next, the future work can be done by using a formulation less than Bokashi Brown 1 to determine the effectiveness of the specific research. This is the reference I use. And now I will show the video. Okay, as you can see, this is the hardware. First, this is the stirrer actually to mix the Bokashi brand, to make sure that Bokashi brand is distributed to the bin. So the organic waste, this paper I use and assume it as organic waste. We will throw into the Bokashi bin. And the ultrasonic sensor will sense around 2.5 cm. After the ultrasonic sensor senses around 2.5 cm, the Bokashi brand is distributed evenly to the organic waste by using the motor and the spindle. So the data will uploaded to Google Sheet every 1 hour. That's all from me. Thank you.